Welcome. This is PernellBobby, your AstroTherapist, here to give you channeled messages, but not just that, and more than that, okay? I'm looking to help you master your response to suffering. You know, there are so many people in the world that are suffering, and it's like, there's not much we can do about the what is happening to you, but what we can do is at least me, for myself, coming in, is to provide you the tools, the mechanisms, the understandings of when these messages come up, when these pull up on you. Whether it's 1111, you can check that last video that I put out, that's a portal. Whether it's a spider meeting, great. Today we're talking about the wolf, okay? And I am talking specifically about the white wolf. It is a subspecies of the gray wolf, but the white wolf is really where we're gonna go today. It was in my dream last night, so I'm primarily talking about this from a dream. So I actually have my dream journal with me because, you know, I woke up like a madman and I haven't journaled in a little bit. Like, my journaling has been very sporadic. There are times when I'm journaling a lot and there's times when I'm just not. This is why I knew I had to come on here today and give you the lowdown on what the white wolf is about. And the wolf has actually been my spirit animal almost all my life. Not the white wolf specifically, but the wolf. And there are classes of wolves that I would like to break down for you today because I think they have something to do with the dream. We're talking alpha, beta, delta, gamma, and the omega. I've actually more so classified myself like as the omega more throughout my life without even knowing what the hell that meant. There's also a sigma in there, and the sigma wolf is actually parallel with the alpha wolf. However, the sigma chooses to go off on its own instead of be a part of that pack. So the white wolf, first off, you gotta take in the wolf. The wolf is an animal of instinct, okay? It's extremely clever. It's ridiculously perceptive. How this plays into the human world and what that dream could be telling you is to start paying attention, to keep your eyes open, because you have a couple false beliefs that are probably playing games with you. Honestly, they're probably playing mind games with you. So the wolf totem, the white wolf totem, can really show up when it's time to take a pause, potentially isolate, because the white wolf is an Arctic white wolf. It's primarily by itself. It's not usually in these grand wolf packs, right? Like it's a lone wolf more so, which is kind of more what I think I've resonated with the most, but more so of an omega, okay? And understand that the omega, for this example right now, it is a choice. It chooses to be alone. They consider it the bottom of the totem, the hierarchy of wolves, alpha being the highest, omega being the bottom, and omega being that one where it's like, you know what, it's very eccentric, it's unique in its expression. It doesn't necessarily care about the beliefs of the rest of the pack, or the pack that maybe even was born with. You could have seen this wolf if you're currently still in a pack, in a group, in a community. It is fucking cold out here, Jesus. Should grab my scarf. You could still be in a community, but sorry, the cold got me. The Arctic wolf is actually one that lives in the cold, and I'm here in the cold, and this wolf been really ripping it up. So I'm gonna do my best to give you the interpretation of what it means when it's howling, what it means when you see it in a pack, what it means when you see it. How else can you see a wolf? I actually wrote this briefly because okay. Oh, if you're being chased, I pretty much had like a little bit of all of that. I think the howling didn't happen, but I'm going to tell you all of that. You know, understand that the white wolf, when you see it, it is telling you that you're more resilient than you know. So a cool fact about white wolves in the Arctic, they're very tedious in the sense of they're really diligent. Okay, they're very persevering. They're able to use their instinct to make it through the most extreme survival conditions that none of us can survive. So one of them is like, it'll walk 20 miles a day to achieve its goals. Most people in the world, I'll probably say more US and Europe, I'll probably say more US, they won't walk more than a mile a day, okay? So let alone 5 miles, all right? Let alone half of a white wolf being 10 miles. 20 miles a day it will walk in the ice cold. Meanwhile, I'm over here shivering, and I was living in the Caribbean fire. This shit over here is different. All right. So let's get into the interpretation of a howl. The howl just came out. When a wolf is howling, especially when it comes at like full moon, or you see it in your dream, the wolf is howling. In my dream, the wolf didn't howl last night. So this is more for the others that are listening. When you see a wolf howling, it's telling you that you're ready. Okay, it's telling you that you've done the work and it's time to express. Okay, when a wolf howls, it's almost like at the height of its expression. Okay, you've never heard a sound more than a howl coming from a wolf that is being expressed in such a majestic way. So when the wolf howls, it's telling you that, you know, you are prepared, you are resilient, that you're not just at the beginning of your manifestation. Okay, today is actually 11/11, it's 11/11 portal. You're not just at the beginning of manifestation, you're ready to manifest. So bring it into fruition. When a wolf is chasing you, it could be an immediate sign of danger. Okay, this is a second dream interpretation. It can be an immediate sign of danger. It could be telling you that, look, your instincts are ringing off, your spider senses, if you will. And it could be telling you that it's time to get moving. It could be telling you that there are people in your circle who, your social connections, because a wolf is a very social sign. Even though the Arctic wolf is more of a loner in its own way, it's telling you to check in, okay? To check in, you know, what are you running from, all right? Who's chasing you? Why are they chasing you? You start asking some of these interpretive questions and begin to introspect, okay? Like, you know, if I'm getting chased, it's like maybe I'm running from the instinct, something that is destiny. Maybe I'm running from my calling, all right? So other than that, you have the interpretation of a wolf is in a pack. You see a wolf in a pack. And honestly, I saw a wolf. I saw one solo wolf, okay? I was at a party. I went to a party. Believe it or not, I went to a party with my ex-girlfriend in my dream. And from the moment we left for the party until the end, like really, I didn't see her from the middle, the beginning, the middle, or the end. I didn't see her at all. And I had no clue. But for whatever reason, I also wasn't looking for her either. And so the dream was super elaborate. And I might tell you a little bit more about that in a second. But let's try to stay on focus for the white wolf and its animal totem, the meaning of the white wolf. If you see a wolf, I saw a white wolf, a solo white wolf, and it was crazy because I stepped outside the party. I was at the party and I stepped outside the party and I just needed some time alone. So when I did this is also a sign of the white wolf. It could tell you like, look, you may need that time and space alone. Right now I'm in a very quiet space where the loudest thing I have is this bell, this jingle bell that you hear chirping in the background. Maybe you do, maybe you don't, depending if I put music on the back of this. And the white wolf, for me, like this is a moment of isolation. Like this is a moment of me being very selfish and me deciding that I need to do what I need to do for myself. It's me deciding that I need to use my instinct and honor my instinct. And my instinct is what got me here. I'm living in Arkansas, literally not even in any of the cool parts. Like I'm in the middle of butt naked nothing. And it's really a switch up for me to accept this level, this time that my instinct is talking to me to take intentional isolation. And this is exactly what I did in the dream as well, where I was around a lot of people, all right, at this party. I was with a lot of people and I needed a break. I am a life path 11, you know, I am a Scorpio rising, and it's like I have my moments where it's like, you know what, I need isolation. I need to recharge because energetically, like a lot of energy is I don't want to say drained from me because that's more of a past when I was really much more unfamiliar with what I am and who I am, which is what the wolf is telling you to do, especially when it howls, or when you see that white wolf is telling you to express yourself, telling you that it's okay to step away from the pack. This is why I've always considered myself an Omega. Omega is the one that's like, look, it's not that it's weak, all right? It chooses in certain instances to be passive because it knows of its strength, it knows of who it is, and it knows it's weird. It knows its identity. And like, I know my identity. I know I'm weird. I'm weird as fuck. Like right now I'm talking to you about wolf meanings, right? Like last week, I think I talked about a spider meaning, life path 11s, life path 7s, you know, numerology. I talk astrology. It's like, to me, to be honest, none of that shit is weird, but it's weird apparently to society. And I had an AstroTherapy session this morning to get back to the white wolf. And it was like, this was this guy going through as well. He was going through a phase where he's recognizing that he's really just fucking weird. And I think it's time when this white wolf, you see it, and you probably had this in your dream, which is why you're watching this video. Time to accept that, you know, you're a little bit more weird than you give yourself credit for, and that your weird has nothing to do with something wrong. Rather than, the only thing wrong about this is if you're not accepting, if you're not embracing this nature within you. Begin to embrace this part of you, and the white wolf will fulfill its call to you. And I've been seeing a wolf a lot, and it's been telling me to embrace me, embrace the channeled messages. You know, I get these messages so frequent as a Life Path 11, and I had to learn and accept and embrace that it's my job to bring spirituality down to earth. And for a long time, I was looking for other people, primarily I would even say romantic partners, to help me, thinking that I'm not the one to bring spiritual things down to earth, and that I'm the one that just talks this hibbity hoobla, and I need somebody else to help me to make it make sense, because no one could understand me. And this is a part of the call for the white wolf for me. It was like, no, actually, Pernell, you have this within yourself. And it's time for me to begin to honor my instincts. It's time for me to begin to honor my intuition. The wolf is very intuitive, okay? It's highly instinctual. It has the gut feeling where it knows what to do in the order sequential that is necessary. It's a hunter, okay? It sets itself and its territory up. And if you cross the territory, then you're likely to get your shit gnawed off. And this is something that I was talking to a friend recently, to get back to this white definition of a wolf. White meaning, white power. Sorry, not about that one. To get back to the meaning, it was, my friend was talking recently, like how she needed to just rip somebody's head off. Like, she needed to stand up for herself in a way where she was naturally being way too nice, okay, and not kind. And nice, being nice a lot of times often is a disrespect to yourself. When you're being nice when you don't want to be. And I think this is a part of where the Omega Wolf plays in. Is like, I consider myself more of an Omega Wolf. So when you see this white wolf meaning, it's like telling you to be more like an Aquarius. And all the Aquarius out there are fucking weird, right? They're weird to the point where even if they think they're doing something normal, they're gonna switch it up and be weird again. So do that, okay? Be daring and be emotionally daring. Be emotionally honest with yourself. Be emotionally stable within yourself, within your intuition, within your instinct. When you see the white wolf, this is what it's telling you. And she was like, she ripped off heads. She was ripping heads off. She had to write an elegant email. And it was ironic because I was at the same point where I wrote an entire email out, and I was ripping off heads as well. And I was sending it out to my ex, and then I paused and I recognized, like, you know what, Pernell, like, there's no sense in continuing the rumination, okay? There's no sense in continuing the overthinking. There's no sense in doubting that, you know, you did what you needed to do. You did the best thing. And if I'm being honest, it's like, yeah, there's a big part of me that wished that the reality of how the ending was different, okay? There's a big part of me that wishes that, you know, that the truth that keeps being revealed to me over and over and over, that it was false. And I've done this so much where I've talked myself out of the truth. I've logically fucking befooled myself to believing that something different was there, that something realer was there, instead of looking at all the facts and allowing myself to be objective and use the instinct that I built over time from relationship to relationship, where I fell into the same pattern of allowing people to disrespect me. So when the wolf comes out, it's telling you, like, look, you have the green light to rip somebody's shit apart, okay? When you walk into that person's territory. And so this last time I made a personal choice to use my instinct to say, look, this isn't worth the fight, okay? You don't need to fight. You don't need to respond to this. You can just accept that, like, your healing journey and this person's healing journey are at two different stages, and that it's something time to move on. And so the white wolf, you know, I want to get into some different aspects of this. You know, there was a point where I didn't get chased by when you see the wolf in a pack. I saw one wolf by itself. I'm sorry, that's what I was trying to go before. But then there was these other 2 to 3 white dogs, which could have been baby wolves, but in my dream, I just thought they were white dogs. And I was like, damn, it was like 3, 4 white dogs. And when you see this, it means you got the tribe, baby. It means you got the tribe, baby. I got the tribe on my side. I have the support. And this is the beauty, because it didn't howl in my dream. I wasn't chased, not right away, and indirectly I was. But that's a different story. But oh wow, download, baby. Oh, the channel is coming through. I know what was chasing me. It wasn't the wolves, but I'm gonna get to the chase part of the meaning. So with the With the multiple white wolves, it was like, look, your tribe is here, bro. Your support is here. We're in the age of Aquarius. I have a Saturn in Aquarius 3rd house, and it's like, look, I'm putting in fucking work. Like, I'm doing so much work behind the scenes with all this extra time. There's no beautiful women around here walking around. There's no fucking friends that I have here. I'm 1 week into Arkansas, and I'm in a home by myself, and it's like, what the fuck? I got time. And with that being said, all this time is helping me recognize who's my supporting cast. It's helping me to be the Aquarius and Saturn, which is a generational thing, to put in the work. 3rd house. 3rd house is communication, okay? To communicate this shit, to start building friends locally. And I've been making sure to go out. So when you see the white wolf, it is telling you, the wolf is a social sign. So though it can mean isolation, you have to apply this to yourself in the way that it matters the most. Because with the isolation, it also is a social animal. So in my opinion, it needs the pack. Even if it decides it needs a different pack or a new tribe, it's a social animal. And what we need to understand and respect about that, like, I've been making sure some of these days to watch which wolf I'm feeding. And I'm going to get into the Native American meaning of the white wolf. Which wolf are you feeding? Okay. Because there's one side of me that adores isolation, and there's another side of me that really fucking likes people. And to be honest, that's about a 50-50. Sometimes it leans a little heavier on one side than the other. But 11, the wolf, I life have 11, is my spirit animal as well. It's telling me to be careful of the duality. The wolf can be a warning. All right, it could be a warning to be careful of the duality of all things. Be careful of too much isolation. Be careful of too much extroversion. Okay, so this is a part of it for me, and I've been really making sure, for me, it's actually been important, knowing I'm already in isolation, to go outside and go to cafes and try new things. When you see the white wolf, it's telling you to try new things. It's telling you to embrace the wild adventure, the wild adventurer within you. Like I said, the wolf will walk 20 miles a day. It's got to have its feet hurting, right? Just to secure its goals and its needs. And part of our needs are to be social as human beings. All right. So be social, you know, don't isolate yourself to the point of toxic illness, because the wolf could be a symbolism of illness that can come. And today I was in the house all day, actually, because I had a client meeting and I had another accountability meeting with a business partner of mine. And it was like, I didn't leave the house today. I didn't even step out, and I started getting dizzy. I started feeling sick. So that white wolf can be a sign. It could be a forewarning of illness, like to get out. You know, there's literally my fucking front door. I was in the crib and it opened itself. I'm sure I didn't close all the way, but it opened itself, telling me to go out. And so tonight I might need to go out, even though I really don't want to. And really another part of me really wants to just lay in my bed and be sad a little bit. If I'm being 1,000% honest, like, you know, I went more recently through a breakup, and it's like a little part of me really wants to just go lay down and just be sad a little bit. But there's another part of me that literally, like, when I was getting ready to do it, the door opened and it was like, step outside. And I was like, I don't want to. And I ended up doing this video. That was like my compromise for the moment. And it's actually starting to charge me up talking about you out loud. Because, you know, for me, it's like, to understand my mind, Aquarius 3rd house, some of that challenge is to communicate. I don't actually communicate until I help humanity, until I give my creative expression to the world, which is one of these things now. So, the wolf, instinctual social connection, and it gets me now to the Native American meaning. All right, the Native American meaning of the white wolf is really interpreted of a story, and the story is of two wolves. One wolf is extremely jealous, it's envious, and it has a tremendous amount of anger unresolved within it. Okay, and then the second meaning, the second wolf is full of peace, it's full of love, and it's full of joy. And this is where I had to look and follow my instinct. You know, my instinct in this last relationship was telling me, like, Pernell, you have to fucking move on. You gotta go forward. Like, you can't try to do this. You can't let the duality of, you gotta recognize the duality of peace and joy and love, okay? If I'm deciding to be that one wolf, there's an opposite side of that, that if I was to stay, I would have become angry. Literally, I would have become envious of fucking illusionary things. Like, literally, like, of illusions. Like, I would have become jealous. Like, and this is what was happening. And the wolf is a sign that your perceptivity, we're in Scorpio season, and right now I'm having a full fucking download. I'm having a major download as I talk to you. We're in Scorpio season, and the perceptivity the people, the betrayals, they're coming out. The lies are coming out, you know. The way people were trying to gaslight you are coming out. Psychologically mind fuck you, they're coming out. And the white wolf will come to show you what your false beliefs are. And, you know, part of my false beliefs, they kept trying to, like, fucking, like, stay stuck in this pattern of, like, you know, this last person was better for me than I wanted to believe they were. I mean, it's just not true. It's just not true. And it's like, objectively, I can think and realize and accept that. And there's another part of me emotionally that wants to allow my subjective feelings to get in the way of the truth. So white wolf can come when there's false beliefs rising within me. And, like, you know, like I said, the whole party, the lady was not there. Couldn't find her. And it was ironic because eventually when I left the party, after I saw the wolves, Samuel L. Jackson and Denzel Washington was in my dream, and they were hunting me, but they were so clever that they were staying in front of me, making me think that, I want to just show you this. Sunsets are proof that endings can be beautiful. So they were hunting me, but they were in front of me, and they were driving their car in front of the car that another guy was driving me home. And I was in Colombia, where I was in Colombia, all right, Medellin. And I was leaving Colombia, and I was actually going back into the city downtown, and it was in, like, Mexico. I was back where I met my ex-lady, who I moved with to Colombia. And so it was crazy because I ended up going back to home downtown in Playa del Carmen, Mexico, in the dream. And this white wolf is all linked to it. It was all part of the dream. And I got downtown, and I remember taking a shit outside, like outside where the train was. There was no walls. It was public. There had to be millions of people that could have walked by. And the irony was the bravery that I had to take that shit. I'm not kidding you. Just a toilet underneath a train station. A toilet, ladies and gentlemen. Crazy. I took a shit in public like it was nothing. And there ain't nobody look at me like I was crazy. I was being eccentric, okay? Unconventional. No one takes a shit outside in public like that. And then no one even has a toilet to shit on, right? So this was the unconventional, begging me to be unconventional, be myself no matter what it looks like, no matter how crazy people may think it is, and to realize that most people didn't think it was crazy at all. In fact, I saw this dime ass, I'm talking bombshell woman, like on a photo magazine cover. And she was bad. I ain't gonna lie to you, she was bad. I was like, damn, what did I do to deserve such a bad woman in my dream? Because I don't generally dream of, like, beautiful women. I mean, I just don't. Like, I just don't, you know? And so it was a surprise, and it was a gift. And this gift was telling me, ooh, your boy's getting real cold. I'm icy out here. The Arctic wolf has its fur to protect it, but I have this hat. It's fucking cold. All right. So, bombshell. And she didn't judge me. And I didn't even look at her in that moment. Like, I was just doing what I had to do. I was doing my business. And I thought it was ironic because that speaks right into the white wolf again in this meaning of, like, you know, be an individual, be unique, be more like that Aquarius, okay? Take what you've learned from your lessons and integrate that into your life, and forgive by learning the lesson and not repeating the cycle. So the dream continues on this wolf, and then I'm gonna get to the Native American meaning. The dream continues on the wolf. And I start walking home, and I remember as soon as I started to walk home, I started to get a little sad. And it was a little sad because for some reason I felt like, and I was journaling this morning, that my ex was gonna be at my crib. Even though it was a 1-bedroom, it was my crib. I didn't share it. I had a feeling she'd be there. And I remember journaling. I was journaling in my dream while I was journaling in real life. Crazy. It was crazy. And as I was journaling, right around when I was finishing my journal entry, my ex comes out the bedroom. Didn't know she was actually there. I felt like it before I got there that she was gonna be there. And I saw her mascara. It was like she was crying. All right, it was obvious. But in the way that it was done, it was almost like she wanted me to see her crying. She wanted me to see her in pain. She wanted me to see her in tears because she understood the peace and the love and the joy within me. And it was a tactic in order to manipulate my reality. And this is when the white wolf was trying to tell me to check in with these false beliefs that I had about who she was. Because it was very painful when I started recognizing, like, this woman had ulterior motives from the beginning. And when I really over the last couple of days, Scorpio season has been revealing this to me, that like, yo, these ulterior motives were actually present from the jump. And it's the reason that, you know, I moved the way I moved in the relationship of the 4 months, where I allowed myself to love. I allowed myself to express my feelings and overcome hurdles that I've never overcome in prior relationships. I allow all that growth. But this was the time I did it for me, like a lone wolf. I did it for me, and that began to attract the tribe of white wolves that were just like me. You feel me? Tell me that we got your back, we got your support, you know, especially because you respect and you honored yourself. So with that said, this is crazy because all this is still coming further and further. All right, be courageous. I got the lions, I forget what it's called, the tiger's eye with me right now. Be courageous. All right, transmute, transmute, transmute. And you know, full circle, I think that was really like the end of the dream. Maybe nothing else beyond that was really important. So now I get finally to the Native American, meaning you have the two wolves, all right? And one wolf on the left is all full of envy, jealousy, anger. And the wolf on the right is full of love, peace, harmony, and joy. And you know, who wins the spiritual battle? Who wins the battle of the wolves? And ultimately the story goes down to whatever wolf that you pet and you feed. And you know, before this video, I wanted to pet and feed the fucking the emotional disbalance. You know, I wanted to feed the false beliefs of who this person was versus who they kept continuously showing me they were. I wanted to believe something different. I wanted to believe that, you know, staying in relationships where a woman would bait me or try to intentionally make me jealous, and doing literally like intentional. This is the thing with gaslighting. Gaslighting is intentional, you feel me? So it don't come by accident. People think that they're being gaslighted when it's like, look, the person's not aware what they're doing. You're not fully being gaslighted. But the envy all through it, every one of my accomplishments, there was always envy that was coming with it. And I kept trying to ignore that. I kept trying to think like, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking, you know, but the instinct of the white wolf, the perceptivity of it as a hunter, you know, it was like, look, Samuel L. Jackson and them, they were hunting me and they actually flanked me, and Denzel Washington, they actually flanked me in my dream. And they were trying to come behind me, but I caught up with them when they were in front of me, and I recognized that they were hunting me cleverly by thinking and pretending to be leading the way, when in reality they were just waiting to turn around on me. And this is exactly what happened in this relationship. And I'm having a fucking joyful moment right now because I'm really recognizing all of this. And this is my Saturn in Aquarius, third house. When I communicate, because Saturn in Aquarius understands their emotions and their feelings. I had a natal reading, fucking AstroTherapy session with a guy today. He had an Aquarius moon. And I got a best friend who she's an Aquarius moon. And it's like, they understand their feelings. They understand the dark parts of their mind, the private life, through communicating in groups and with others, okay? Or with technology. So for me, it's technology because I'm in isolation. And it's just crazy because I recognize that like this person was literally pretending to be something that they weren't. And I let them in. And I'm happy that I did allow this person to get close to me, because it also showed me how much ready I was for love, okay? I was more ready for love than I believed I was. And this is when the white wolf shows up as well. When you're ready for something, this is why the wolf didn't have to howl to me, because I'm already living that. It didn't howl in my dream because I'm already living that. If it howled, it would let me know I need to express what I'm ready for. I need to accept what I'm ready for. But it didn't howl. And it means that I was already ready for what I was ready for. You feel me? So I'm really fucking excited about that as well. Definitely like and subscribe this video. I never said that in the beginning, but obviously you know you should. And I appreciate you for that. If you're still here, I want you to drop a wolf totem, a wolf animal or something in the comments down below. Thank you. If you're looking for a free AstroTherapy session with me, I have a 15-minute calendar out there. It only goes to my people on my YouTube. You go through my website, you go through my blog post, you won't see this. You won't see that. It's gonna get the full price at $288. So you might as well fucking, at the moment, I mean, it could grow, it could go down, it can go on sale, whatever, at the moment. And that's half off from the regular price. So with that said, who you feed, you know, and I chose to take my path and walk alone. I chose to leave Colombia, Medellin, Colombia, beautiful fucking place. I lived there total for 1.5 years. I chose to leave. I chose to not let myself be consumed by the jealousy that was trying to be projected and then internalize, and then had me internalize it. I didn't internalize that. I recognized my feelings. I accepted that, like, you know what, this fucking sucks. And it just sometimes is what it is. Like, the resilience of the white wolf. Remember, 20 miles it can walk. Arctic wolf can walk. The resilience of the white wolf is so imperative for us to respect that, because it was also in the dream telling me that, Pernell, you're more resilient than you know. You feel me? You can check in. You see these lies. You see these betrayals. You see that shit. You've been saw that shit. Now you are actually embracing it, which is why the wolf didn't howl. Okay, which is why I had the white wolf and the baby wolves all around me. It was like, look, the baby wolves are like a new tribe, okay? A new insert into the people that I surround myself with. That was the beauty of it that I'm getting right now. And the chase, I wasn't being chased. At this point now, I was chasing the chaser. That's how it actually started. I was chasing Samuel L. I was chasing, Denzel Washington, the ones that was supposed to be hunting me. And then what happened? The fame began to chase me. They eventually flanked. So those are the famous people. They eventually flanked. And what this says is, I'm a Scorpio rising, right? And it's like, one of the seasons I know we're going through is like, we're going through soulmate activation. All right, soulmate doesn't have to mean romantic partners, but a soulmate. And right now, Sirius is in Gemini, and we're going through a soulmate activation. So all my Scorpio risings out there, Scorpio suns, that soulmate activation is like, look, by allowing myself to be at peace, allowing myself to be experiencing joy, allowing myself to not isolate to the point of illness and get out there and go to cafes and meet people and socialize and recognize that social connection is important. By allowing myself to do that and allowing that calm to come over me rather than the anger and the jealousy, by me not ripping that person's head off and writing that email back. All of that was so beautiful. Why? Because now I'm attracting the fame. The fame is coming to me. The clientele are coming to me. I looked at my fucking messages this morning. I woke up with 1,111 subscribers today. I don't know whenever you watch this. Hopefully it's blown out the water by the time you do, or maybe you're the ones that make it blow. And out of nowhere, I blinked and like a handful more subscribers came. And then a handful of comments came out with like a variety of videos of synchronicities people were seeing from my angel number videos, 333 angel number, from 1111, from the INFP, the Myers-Briggs test, from the spider and definition and meaning is telling you to manifest. All this shit, people were out of nowhere, comment. And I'm like, what? I had to respond to all of them on my computer, not even my phone. And it's telling me like, look, the peace and the love and the peace and the love and the peace and the love and the harmony that I've cultivated within myself to be able to accept reality, to detach and still celebrate regardless, and to release myself from expectations has now brought the fame to my front door. And this is so much more empowering as I check in with the duality. This is the wolf that I choose to feed. Which wolf are you choosing to feed? Okay, are you choosing the bad wolf that huffs and blows your house down? Or are you choosing a wolf who loves peace and joy and harmony and love? Are you being envious and jealous and conniving and gaslighting people and intentionally looking to bring somebody else down? You're gonna have your karma, baby. You're gonna have your karma. And to be honest, I'm on my last life cycle, so I know way too much about fucking karma, and I'm not playing that. I can still repeat my last life cycle, and I'm not doing it. I'm dipping from this place. So if you're still here, leave the wolf as an emoji down in the comments. I want to say thank you. I want to say I respect you. I want to say I love you for checking in with my interpretations. And always ask yourself, which wolf are you feeding? And it's about 3 years ago, when these wolves were really making themselves apparent in my life, that I actually did a wolf video all the way back in Thailand. When I first got there about 3 years ago, it just hit me in the head. And I did that video way before I was even serious on YouTube. It was part of my dream to be able to travel the world and do YouTube, and I'm fucking doing it. 1111 is out there, baby. Oh my God, I'm walking through this portal. I want you to walk through the portal of yourself, the portal of your being. Be courageous enough to take a shit on the street, because that is what you needed to do, and that's what made you unique, and not worry about people. Now, obviously, don't get arrested. So maybe you don't do that and leave it to the dream world, but take the symbolism from it. And the symbolism of it was, be you, all right? Even if you have to be alone, take some isolation time, be you. Even if you already are isolated and you need to step into more social circles or different and new social circles, like I said, I saw that baby white wolves, be you. This is Pernell Bobby checking in with you, your astrotherapist, with channel messages, whether dream interpretation. I'm doing love readings as well. I'm thinking about doing tarot, like I'm really wanting to get into it. And to finish it off, obviously astrology is my main jam. So you can obviously see my channel, astrology comes up in every single facet, and is one of the tools that I use to teach. So I love you. I'll see you soon, baby. Subscribe.